want to pay attention to PTSD, Ed and I want to also look at the whole person. The vast majority of first responders do not exhibit or come to a place where they would be diagnosed with the classic symptoms of PTSD. But every one of them is changed by the work that they do. We just, as a society, have not found a way to talk about these changes. So a law enforcement officer is sort of left with two places to be. As he or she works in our cities to prevent violence and protect us, they're left with sort of two options. One is, if they are changed by the events that they encounter, they're either mentally ill, that's the psychopathology, they have the symptoms of PTSD, or they're okay. And what we've not allowed is some way to talk about just the experience. And simply because someone has an experience doesn't mean that they're mentally ill. And we need to move away from that. We're harming our first responders by only giving them a pathological way to talk about their experiences. And they resist it. They hate it. Mm-hmm. They want to move away from that, and they retreat from that. And what happens is that they wind up building a wall between themselves and the rest of society. And so part of our work is to find new ways to talk about that, and which are really old ways of talking about it. It's returning to a way of really understanding that when someone puts a wall between their own fight or flight processes to then go out and protect the society, they're changed by that. Often those changes are great changes. Those changes give them insights and an opportunity to have a deeper experience in life. But always throughout history, it's been the society that helped them find a frame for those experiences. And when we only give them a psychopathology frame, we just create a deeper and bigger gulf between them and us. And so our work is to bring a new understanding to not only to first responders and veterans of their experiences, but also to bring society a new understanding, or an old new understanding of what it is that they're experiencing and how those experiences need a framework. So one of the things that we often talk about is that hard experiences, both in military service and first responder work, often leave the first responder and the veteran bereft of a sense of meaning. What does this mean? So the process of beginning to find meaning always takes us into mythology. It takes us into the myth. It is the myth, and it is mythic kind of thinking that helps provide a framework for what is incomprehensible. Take a firefighter who has been to a fire and several people have died, and they have had to battle against the elements to try to preserve life. What they're looking for afterwards is they're looking for a context, for a meaning. They're not looking for psychopathology. They're looking for context and meaning. And what we've lost so much in our modern society is a way to put on a pair of glasses that allows us to look at things through the mythic lenses. So that's a lot of what this is about and the way we're framing it.